How's it going, you sexy beast? The latest game update hit the live servers yesterday, and they came with a slew of new goodies. These include the Terran Republic audio revamp, the combat balance pass, and 3 new carbines, each denoted to fill a void in each faction's arsenal. Now, I won't be covering every single bit of the patch, as that would just take forever, so I'll just give the highlights and what I find to be the most game-changing. As usual, the patch notes are linked in the description below for your convenience. First and foremost, the new carbines. These come in the form of the AF-4A Bandit for the new conglomerate, the HC-1 Cougar for the Terran Republic, and the Zenith VX-5 for the Vonner Sovereignty. Let's start off by talking about the most interesting weapon, the HC-1 Cougar. Originally, this weapon was supposed to be a medium-range carbine with a 167 damage model and a 632 round per minute rate of fire. This would allow it to be a very strong contender in both short and medium range engagements, but it came with a very low minimum damage of 112. The community had an uproar stating that they didn't need another short to medium range carbine, so now the HC-1 Cougar is pretty much a carbon copy of the Razor GD23 for the new conglomerate. It deals 167 damage at 10 meters and falls off to 125 damage minimum out at 75 meters. It fires at 550 rounds per minute, has a 2-second short reload speed, a 2.85 second long reload speed, and has a 35 round magazine with another 210 in the reserve. One interesting aspect that this weapon comes loaded with is a 2-round burst fire mode. The model of the Cougar itself is a shortened Saber 13, so the 2-round burst is to be expected. But since this weapon is balanced as a fully automatic carbine, the 2-round burst does not have a lower first shot recoil multiplier like the Saber 13 does. So it's another wasted burst fire mode, just like the burst fire on the TMG-50. Next up is the Vonner Sovereignty's Zenith VX-5. This carbine is pretty neat. Judging by its model, we can see that it is an HV-45 assault rifle with a shorter barrel, giving it its carbine class. What's interesting though is its rate of fire is 723 rounds per minute. Typically, weapons in Planetside come in rate of fire classes. These jump from 652 rounds per minute to 698 to 750 and so on. This is the first weapon to bridge the gap between 698 rounds per minute and 750, so it's kind of special. It deals 143 damage maximum at up to 10 meters and falls up to 112 damage at 65 meters. Its short reload speed is 2.18 seconds and has a long reload speed of 2.5 seconds. It has a standard ammunition capacity of 30 in the magazine and 180 in the reserve. Another noteworthy aspect is its aim down sight and movement speed multiplier being 0.75 as opposed to the majority of weapons coming with 0.50. The Serpent and VX-67 both come loaded with a much higher rate of fire, but it's the 0.75 ADS strafe speed that makes the Zenith a competitive choice. Lastly, we're on to the new conglomerate's AF-4A Bandit. This weapon was given the statistics of the old Cougar from the public test server, to where it's a generally hard-hitting round for short to medium range engagements, but the damage begins to fall off quite a bit at longer range. It deals 167 damage maximum up to 10 meters and then falls off to 112 damage out at 65 meters, as opposed to typically the minimum damage being 125. It has a 2.68 second short reload speed and a 3.075 second long reload speed. It's pretty much an upgraded mercenary if you're planning on using this weapon within a 40 meter range. It also comes with the 0.75 aim down sight and movement speed multiplier as well to give the new conglomerate some short range alternatives for carbines. It's loaded up with the standard amount of ammunition with 30 in the magazine and 180 in the reserve. Now that we've seen what's new, what all has changed? Well, the Terran Republic are by far the favorites of this patch. Their assault rifles and light machine guns have been given a complete revamp of their firing sounds. If you want to hear the comparison between the old sounds and the new, click the annotation to be taken to my comparison video of these new weapon sounds. The LC2 Lynx has been completely changed. Previously, it dealt 143 damage and fired at 800 rounds per minute. Well, it was far too similar to the LC3 Jaguar, and it has been ushered more toward its extreme close quarters role. It now fires at 909 rounds per minute, deals 125 maximum damage at 10 meters, and falls up to 100 damage minimum at 50 meters. Its short reload speed is 2.33 seconds and a long reload speed of 3.14 seconds. Its time to kill was actually slowed down with the lowered damage, but it's a measly 0.003 seconds, something you won't even notice in a firefight. Overall, the new Lynx both looks and feels awesome. It's going to be scary emptying a magazine in the blink of an eye, as this weapon is now the fastest firing gun in the entire game. It does not, however, come with the 0.75 movement speed multiplier like submachine guns do, so those weapon classes are still viable if you like to side strafe while aiming down sights. The lifespan of the anti-vehicle mana turret's missiles has been reduced from 10 seconds to about 4.5. This effectively reduces the maximum range of the mana turret from almost a kilometer to about 470 meters. Hopefully this will cut down on engineers camping on the canyons of Endar and sniping deployed Sunders or other vehicles, as the missiles just disappear after its timer has been exceeded. The straight pull bolt has finally been put into the game. This attachment can be fitted onto any bolt action sniper rifle and fills the rail slot. The straight pull bolt allows you to rechamber another round into your rifle after taking a shot without needing to exit aiming down sights. Essentially, this will increase your overall rate of fire as well as hastening your target acquisition time, as you won't need to unscope in order to cycle the bolt. Since this has finally hit live servers, I think it's time to fire up the old SASR on my Nuking Labyrinth Infiltrator and see how awesome this attachment is. The Terran Republic's mini chain gun has been given a slight buff. Its aim down sight cone of fire is now fixed, which will prevent any accuracy loss from firing. Also, the rate of fire before being fully spooled up has been increased slightly. On top of that, a new ballistic rapid refire toggle attachment has been added, which increases its maximum rate of fire as well as its spooling up speed. Now, here's a couple of big changes. The first, I'm sure everyone will love. The second, not so much. So firstly, when you step up of a small ledge or fall a short distance without jumping, you'll still be able to aim down your sights and keep your standing or moving cone of fire. You will no longer completely forget how to hold a weapon while stepping down a foot drop. This is just awesome, since there's been plenty of times where I'll step off of a rock and my soldier will flail his arms around since he was scared of dropping his ice cream. Now that should no longer be the case. As for the not so favorable change, the knife's damage has been reduced to 500. Previously, it dealt 625 damage per swing. This was designed around the notion of the old nanoweave armor, where players could potentially have 1,250 effective health. Now that nanoweave armor does not affect the effective health pool of players, the knife is getting nerfed. What exactly does this mean though? Well, first and foremost, the age-old commissioner and knife wombo combo will no longer work. You'll either need to get a headshot with the commissioner, then follow it up with a knife, or put 2 rounds in the chest before knifing in order to secure a kill. Don't fret though, as the wombo combo still exists with the Hunter QCX, as it deals enough damage in conjunction with the knife in order to secure a quick 2-hit kill. There you have it, you sexy beasts, the April balance update released on the 16th. Keep in mind that there are plenty of slight tweaks for a ton of weapons, as well as plenty of vehicle changes. I didn't include these in the video since it would take forever to cover them all, as well as being, well, dull and boring. I strongly urge you to check out the patch notes to make sure your favorite vehicle or infantry loadout has not been changed. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big ass thumbs up. If not, thumbs it down and let me know what I can improve upon. What is your favorite aspect of this patch? Do you like the new Lynx, or are you going to dive in and try out the Cougar instead? Let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos like these, then go ahead and subscribe. It's free.